Coming up on Studio 3 Live, it's Socks in the Frying Pan.
You close your eyes and you go to a place that it doesn't matter if you were playing in the pub or playing in front of 10,000 people, you go to the same place. That translates out to the crowd and they seem to be kind of brought to this place as well.
Funding for Studio 3 Live is provided by
Prairie Meadows Racetrack and Casino, where employees from over 20 countries speak over 20 languages, is committed to enriching the lives of all Iowans by funding strong communities and diverse cultural organizations. Learn more at prairiemeadows.com.
Funding for this program was provided by Friends, the Iowa PBS Foundation, as well as generations of families and friends who feel passionate about the programs they watch on Iowa PBS.
Good evening and welcome to Studio 3 Live. I'm your host, Mickey Davis. Tonight, we are so excited to welcome Socks in the Frying Pan to the Studio 3 Live stage. Socks in the Frying Pan are an award-winning trio from Innis, County Clare, Ireland, which is considered the home of Irish traditional music. Their music weaves virtuosic musicianship with humor and storytelling, establishing the band as one of the most prominent and successful Irish traditional groups today. Through relentless touring across every continent, 46 U.S. states, and performances at major events including the New Orleans Jazz Festival, Socks in the Frying Pan continues to preserve and celebrate their musical heritage and find new audiences around the globe. Please help me welcome to the stage, Socks in the Frying Pan.
Hello, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you very much. Hello, Des Moines.
Thank you all for being here. Could you first tell me about how the band came together?
Yeah, about 17 years ago now, a long time. I was working in a pub during a summer in college, and the musicians cancelled, and the barman said, could you cover the gig? And I called everybody on my list, and at the very, very, very bottom of my list was this guy here, who I knew to be a friend of mine, but I didn't know that he was such a great guitarist. So we ended up playing 7 nights a week. We've toured 48 states on every continent and played all over the world at this stage. So.
From performing at the bar 7 nights a week and having that consistent gig, how did you kind of take that next step to start touring the world? What kind of happened in between?
We got tighter and tighter, as you would if you're playing 7 nights a week, and we were just great friends that just kept playing every night, and then recorded a CD more for our own interest, and it kind of made its way to America, and all of a sudden there was interest kind of shown, and we were totally shocked, wondering, you want to hear us in America? You know? And then I kind of spiraled from there. We ended up with a manager and a couple of agents, and when they first called, we thought they were joking. We thought it was just some of our friends wanting to be our agents, but as it turned out, no, and here we are.
And I have to ask, where did the name come from?
That you have to ask. We don't have to say it.
Hey, okay.
We've never actually told anyone. We tell people if we tell you, we have to kill you.
Yeah.
It's a very James Bond type of thing.
Well, happy to keep it a mystery for now.
Perfect.
Yes.
So yeah, we are Socks in the Frying Pan. We're from the west coast of Ireland, a little place called County Clare. And we've been on the road about 2 weeks now. Yeah, applause for County Clare. Love it, okay. So we started in Idaho. We flew to San Francisco and then flew back to Idaho. And then we drove from Idaho via Utah down to Phoenix. There was an accidental 8-hour side quest to Vegas. Whoops. So we drove from Idaho down to Phoenix, and then we drove from Phoenix back up to California, and then drove from California through Oregon, and from Oregon up to Washington, up to Vancouver, then back to Washington. So this morning we left Seattle and we flew here. Tomorrow we're in Milwaukee, the next day we're in New Jersey, the next day we're in Cape Cod. Yeah. So, all proceeds from the merch table tonight goes towards buying our agents a map. Yeah.
We'll sing you a song. This one is about a fella coming across the water and coming over to America and getting in all sorts of trouble. Because he loves the ladies, and he loves gambling, and he loves fighting. But what he loves most of all is the Irish music, the slip jigs and reels. That's what the name of the song is called. It's a song by a songwriter called Steve Tilston. Let's give this a go. He was barely a man in his grandfather's coat, sewn into the lining a 10-shilling note. So goodbye to the family, goodbye to the shore. When a man tastes his fortune, you'll see him no more. A boat on the ocean that's tossed like a cork, and then one fine morning the sight in New York. So he stood on the gangplank to breathe in the air. Although land of plenty, I come for my share. Yes, he did like the ladies to rise and the fall of their ankles and dresses down on the dance floor, rolling the dice and spinning the wheel. But he took most delight in the slip jigs and reels. Now some say a pistol and some say a knife, but all but agreed there was somebody's wife. Some kind of commotion, a terrible fight. Sure, he left one man dead, ran into the night. On a train to St. Louis, just one jump ahead, he'd slept one eye open and a 6-gun in bed. And he dreamed of the mountains and green fields of home, or crossing the plains where the buffalo roam. Yes, he did like the ladies to rise and the fall of their ankles and dresses down on the dance floor, rolling the dice and spinning the wheel. But he took most delight in the slip jigs and reels. Well, they called him the Kid, and by 21, sure all that he knew was the power of a gun. And by 23, he shot 5 men down. It got in his way as he rambled around. Now a bad reputation's a hard thing to bear. Your mother's poor scorn and young children they stare. So he took consolation in fresh company. Sure life ain't so bad with a girl on his knee. Yes, he did like the ladies to rise and fall, their ankles and dresses down on the dance floor, rolling the dice and spin the wheel. But he took most delight in the slip jigs and reels. Wild Miscelarios, I heard people say, it's the deadliest ambush near old Santa Fe. A young buck was taken, he was dressed in a coat, sewn into the lining a 10-shilling note. Yes, he did like the ladies to rise and the fall, with their ankles and dresses down on the dance floor, rolling the dice and spin the wheel. But he took most delight in the slip jigs and reels. Yes, he did like the ladies to rise and the fall of their ankles and dresses down on the dance floor, rolling the dice and spinning the wheel. But he took most delight in the slip jigs and reels.
Mr. Aidan Coyne on the guitar.
For each of you, what was kind of the beginning of kind of your musical education? And was Irish traditional music always something you played, or did you kind of find your way here?
Well, for myself, my family are kind of steeped in Irish music. So growing up, I would have learned first the whistle and then the fiddle, but I was terrible at them. And I picked up the guitar and I just fell into it. I got more into the kind of rock and singer-songwriter side of things. But when I went to college, I studied music and then came back home, and it was Shane that called me for a gig, and I just fell back into the Irish music then and haven't looked back since. So.
Yeah, I mean, I Irish danced actually for years and years, myself and my brother, and so I suppose we were used to listening to the Irish music, and we were very lucky because we were from County Clare, which is the mecca of Irish music, and we had a very good teacher who taught us whistle, and he also played the accordion. And I went home to my very patient parents and I said, I want to play that, and they said, sure. So that was how I got here.
I'm from Chicago originally. Shane's brother used to play the fiddle in the band, and 4 years ago I joined up, and I've been touring with him since. So I kind of have the U.S. side of the Irish music scene, which is really robust and healthy, and in Chicago it's a great scene as well. I think my mom likes to tell the story that she used to bribe me to practice classical music, and she would take me to the pub in exchange, and I would play Irish trad music there, and then I sort of fell more and more in love with Irish music, and that sort of became the whole ball game for me initially.
Now the fun begins. I should introduce the man on my right, by the way. This is Mr. Ian King. So myself and Aidan are from the west of Ireland, a little place called County Clare. Ian is from even more west than we are. He's from Chicago. We don't let Ian speak because his American accent devalues the Irish band. So he seems like the strong, silent type over there, but in truth, he actually just can't speak English. And also can't defend himself.
We'll sing you another song. This one is called The Lifeboat Mona, and it's a true story. about a boat that was in trouble off the coast of Scotland during a big storm. And they sent out the lifeboat Mona to try and save this other boat. And tragically, all 8 members of that crew passed away that night trying to save that other boat that was in trouble. So it's an important song, and one that we first heard off the singing of the Dubliners and the singing of Luke Kelly. So this is our rendition of the lifeboat Mona.
Just as we're starting to have fun, you know.
Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. Remember the gallant men who drowned on the lifeboat, Mona was her name. Well, the wind did blow and the sea rose up, beat the land with its mighty waves. At St. Andrew's Bay the lifeship brought the sea into her moorings gave. Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. Remember the gallant men who drowned on the lifeboat, Mona was her name. Well, the captain signaled to the shore, we must have help or we'll go down. For Booty Ferry at 2 a.m. they send the lifeboat Mona out. Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. Remember the gallant men who drowned on the lifeboat, Mona was her name. Formed that gallant crew, they set their boat against the main. The wind so hard, the sea so rough, they never see land or home again. Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. Remember the gallant men who drowned on the lifeboat, Mona was her name. Clouds went by and the Mona calls, the wind blows hard and the sea runs high. On the morning on Carnoustie Beach, the Mona and her crew did lie. Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. Remember the gallant men who drowned on the lifeboat, Mona was her name. Lay drowned in the cabin there, 2 were washed up on the shore. 8 men drowned when the boat capsized, and the Eames is lost forevermore. Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. Remember the gallant men who drowned on the lifeboat, Mona was her name. Remember December 59, the howling winds and the driving rain. The men who leave the land behind, and the men who never see the land again. The men who leave the land behind, and the men who never see the land again. The men who leave the land behind, and the men who never see the land again.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we've been on the road 2 weeks. This is our first TV one of the tour. Last night we had a dog on the stage, which was very cool in a different way. You know, there's kind of every gig kind of brings its own little thing. The one in Vegas. Well, we can't talk about that one actually. No. Let's move back to Ian actually over here. Should I tell your mother on live television what you were doing? I'm only joking. Hey. Okay. on the fiddle.
So you talk about a community in Chicago and finding that music in Chicago. Something that strikes me is that you are performing this kind of traditional music. I know you take that traditional music and kind of make it your own in your performance, but what about Irish music and the music that you play do you think allows you to find audiences not only across the US, but across the world, even with audiences that may not speak the same language?
I guess there is a common ground. I mean, everyone watches Mr. Bean in every language. He doesn't say a word, but everyone thinks it's hilarious, you know. There is something about Irish music and music in general, if it's played a certain way, any genre can be very infectious, you know. And I think that Irish music is a real dance music. There's a real thump in it. There's a vibe. So we play very high energy stuff, and we have a nice blend of stuff, I feel. But it seems to reach the audiences with they don't necessarily know what they're listening to, but they seem to enjoy it.
So we catch you in the midst of a U.S. tour. What else is on the horizon for you all?
Well, this is a coast-to-coast tour. We're literally west coast to east coast, and we're down from Phoenix all the way up as far as Vancouver. So it's top to bottom and coast to coast. We're in Europe, often kind of sporadically in and out, dipping out. And we've got a lot of bus tours and stuff, a lot of fan bus tours. So anyone that hears us here and thinks, I want to see Ireland, I want to have some locals show us around Ireland, we're the guys to show you around. So we're kept busy always.
We'll try something, we'll try a nice slow one. This one is called Gillian's Waltz, and we might even be joined by a couple of special guests afterwards. You have no idea what I mean, though. I mean, there was a big shout there. It might have been a team of elephants brought on from something. Please introduce our Siberian tigers, yes. Those of you on the stage, please don't move at all. They're very, very big. Thank you very much. Give it up for the Foy School of Irish Dance.
What do you hope audiences take away from your performance?
Merch.
I know, it's all about having a good time, you know, falling into the music. We like to we kind of feed off the audience. So if they're into it and they're getting to it, we kind of up at a level, and then hopefully they can kind of keep up with us. And, you know, if there's dancers in the audience, we get them to come up and dance. And sure, it's all about having fun, and it's kind of that communal atmosphere.
Almost feels like you're trying to recreate that 7 nights a week at the pub feeling, right?
Yeah.
Of like your hometown pub or your hometown bar where
Yeah.
everyone knows each other, and there's like a great atmosphere to kind of take that and export it out to the world.
You close your eyes and you go to a place that it doesn't matter if you were playing in the pub or playing in front of 10,000 people, you go to the same place, you know, and
Yeah.
that translates out to the crowd, and they seem to be kind of brought to this place as well. So,
Yeah. A lot of the sets we play are quite long, and we'll probably string seven or eight reels in a row together. And the audience doesn't know any of the tunes, but it's the sort of build of the energy and the kind of way it's constructed that I guess we hope lands in the audience, even though they aren't necessarily familiar with the music specifically.
Yeah. Socks in the frying pan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for having us. Please do give us a like on Facebook and Instagram and a follow on the email list. We're nearly at our goal of 1 million followers. About 900,000 short, so we're nearly there. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, you'd like one more? Thank you so much. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll finish with this one. Thanks to everybody in Iowa PBS. Thanks for having us. Thanks for all of you for coming out. We are Socks in the Frying Pan, and we'll see you again. Thanks so much, everybody. We are Socks in the Frying Pan. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you again. Do you think you've got one big cheer left in you for the night? Okay, let's coordinate this one. We'll get it all together. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can all count that far. If not, just go to 2 twice. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Studio 3 Live is also available as a podcast. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Funding for Studio 3 Live is provided by
Prairie Meadows Racetrack and Casino, where employees from over 20 countries speak over 20 languages, is committed to enriching the lives of all Iowans by funding strong communities and diverse cultural organizations. Learn more at prairiemeadows.com.
Funding for this program was provided by Friends, the Iowa PBS Foundation, as well as generations of families and friends who feel passionate about the programs they watch on Iowa PBS.